welcome to
Grab Life by the Horns.
Powered by LegacyBuilders Global, and we are Jennifer Pecan and
Jan-Mark Pecan. Welcome to today's episode of Grab Life by the Horns, and today we're gonna talk about be nerdish, be uncool, and stand for something. And why is that so important?
Are you looking at me already?
Yes, I was, but I can
okay.
fill that awkward silence with some continuation.
It's okay. I just have to think about my time at school.
Aha.
Yeah, I think
I wasn't cool in school either.
Yeah, so we are both not, definitely did not count to the cool connection at school. But on the other side, I did not had I didn't was brave enough as well to stand up for my opinion and say my opinion out loud, because I was scared that other children laugh at me. And this is something, and I was really, it was a tough time for me to start as well. Like if you're posting on social media and if you are starting saying your own opinion and other people don't like it, to handle this critics,
It's difficult.
It's difficult, definitive. And but it's really important that you know what you stand for and that you stand up for your voice and be brave to share this, because this is the only way you can make a change in your life and show full responsibility in your life. And this is something as well we encourage our son Felix to. And I have to say, most of the things we are learning as entrepreneurs and investors, and since we are since we go this journey more intense, and basically it started as well, since Felix is there. Felix is a great help in the different ways, because you get this same learning from a different perspective as well, because your child is your mirror. And sometimes you don't like what you see there, but it makes you really, if you say, well, you can change it in when you do this, for example, that your child has enough self-confidence doing something. Why is this so important, and why is it important that he is saying what he wants? And this is what we get as well reflected. We had yesterday or 2 days ago a call with the teacher of him, since he is in Cyprus, and he is the only one who did not understand any English word before, except of when he watched some series
English
or
movies. Yeah.
But he was definitely not used to that people talk in English with him, and he has to answer, and it's like a surviving mode to act and to react on that and to answer. But Felix is the most chatting kid in in the nursery, talking with everybody in German, of course. But he is as well learning already English and Turkish, because it's a survival mode. And without giving him the self-confidence that he can talk whatever he wants, and he has not the feeling that we laugh at him or about him because he's doing something strange or have different opinion, it gives him more self-confidence that he can act like this. And this is how you learn as well as an adult how important it is to grow your self-confidence and to stand up for your opinion.
Yeah, but you sometimes you realize what went wrong in your own childhood.
Well, we have no control about this.
No, you never have the control about that, and you need to focus on what you can control.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, the way I was raised, I was raised in a way that you don't always speak your opinion. It doesn't mean that it was forbidden to have my own opinion. It just meant that I should not tell everybody my opinion
But
about
at this
something.
time, about the Second World War and how it was like the history of Germany, it was like, of course, our parents were raised like this as well, because it was dangerous to have their own opinion. And to be honest, like somehow the times are repeating right now. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
No. It's for sure, and I don't blame my parents for it, because you're right. I mean, they were raised by their parents, who were raised in Nazi Germany, which means you shouldn't voice your opinion if you did not have the opinion that everybody wanted to hear. So that meant that for them it was like survival, and they passed on to my parents that they should not like voice their opinion because they wanted to protect their kids. And then so it just continues, right? And but it takes a while to realize that actually you should voice your opinion, and you should have your own opinion. And you should always make up your own mind about things going on, okay? It's like, we don't want to talk about Corona and everything, what's going on here, but if it comes to finances, if it comes to if you want to be married or not, if it
say it in the first minute if you meet this person. Do you want to be married? Yes, no, maybe, thank you. But if you want to have kids and so on, because you are influenced by everybody's opinion, it's very important to make up your own mind. And when you have made up your own mind, you have to fight for your beliefs. And sometimes that means you are definitely not going to be the most popular kid on the block. That's true.
Because, like, when you look at
I would not say most popular, but you are how is the English word for that? If you polarize, yeah, the crowd, definitely. And this is not your job to be the most loved person on earth, like. If that's your life goal, but I think it shouldn't. But people will always they will like you or they will hate you, and some will be in between, undecided, and sometimes they will hate you and sometimes they will like you, or they're too lazy to make an opinion, or they are too lazy to make up their mind. But it's the point is, if you have values, and everybody of us has them. Okay, it's just that sometimes you may not know them. They are not something that you like have written on a wall, or that you embrace every day and read them every day and make it stronger every day. And to be honest, the more stronger the values, our values came up in ourselves, and the more we focused on what we value in people, the more we attract people that share the same kind of values, even if they might not know that those are the values they share, because it just naturally clicks. And this is where you then become, so to say, cool, because you are like-minded, and the thing is, when your values don't fit the values of the person surrounding you, that's when they call you nerdish, uncool, and stuff like that. Is because it's like you don't fit, like they cannot put you in their box, and that's a problem for people. If they cannot put you in the box, if they are really into football or cheerleading or whatever it is, manicure, I have no idea, Fight Club, UFC, if you don't fit that box, then for them, you are basically the outsider.
even though they might be for you.
Because you have not this general overall, like, you are not adapting in the society.
In their society, yeah.
Or like I would say like 80% of the society, because it's like, this is the biggest crowd. And you are like, most people don't come up with their own mind, and they are just following. Unfortunately, yes. And to share your opinion or to stand for it does not always mean that you have to talk about it. And we are always saying as well, that it's nice if you talk about it, and it's nice to hear, of course, like words which sounds motivating and people want to do and all the things like that. But at the end, you will see how people clicks or ticks, or like how people really function, if you see what they are doing, like how many like potential partners or like all the people like or friends tell you something and have great ideas, or like try to do like wants to do something, and at the end they are never doing it. And they never do this because all the time there is something what comes in between, or like now is not the time for it, or all the things like that. So it's more important to see what people do and how they act in or handle different situations, instead of listen to them what they say. And this is a type of communication as well, which is really, really important, even more important than listening to some words. And this is how you can share your opinion as well, because your opinion is not always requested, or the other person didn't want to hear that all the time, because it makes you unpopular. It's an unpopular opinion, maybe, even especially if it's not their opinion. Like, and if that means that the other person have to change their mind and have to do something which they actually don't want to do, because they don't want to change their life in this direction. So it's an unpopular opinion. And if you have your lifestyle and this is so different, like we have as well, and this is why so many people say, like, if you go the entrepreneurial way, like you will lose some friends. We don't see that we lost friends. We would say we shift our circle of friends, because like they're not every person sticks with you for your whole life. There are a handful of people, and I always said, like, of course, you know this saying, like, you have a handful of friends. Like, maybe you have, if you have 5 friends in your life, you are really lucky. And I never understood this, because I had a lot of people around me and different friend circles, I would say, when I was younger. But at the end, if we look like now back, like there are just a handful of people who sticks with us for a longer period of time, and the others are like temporary based on your phases in your life. So having your opinion, and this is actually my point here, talking about 5 minutes and now I come to the point, having your opinion is really important, but it's not always important to say your opinion, but to show your opinion, how the values you are basically underlined with that. Yeah,
true. But if your opinion is not popular with your friends, that means that your values don't align in that particular point.
That's true.
It doesn't mean that they don't align in other points. It just means in that particular point where you are voicing your opinion, being it in finance and health and whatever it is, in child raising, that your values don't align in that particular person, in that particular part of your friendship.
Yeah.
And this is why then it becomes basically a controversial discussion, and the opinion is not perceived as it should be. And I mean, you are always advocating for being honest with people, and especially when with your friends, because that's what, if friendship can't handle honesty, then what's the value of the friendship?
Yeah.
And if we're thinking back, it's really, as back and forward, it's really that even today, I would say we do have different circle of friends in terms of topics we're discussing, and sometimes we make the conscious decision not to discuss a topic with a person because we know our values don't align in that particular topic, and then you might have your opinion, and there it comes then to that you should stand to your opinion. That means that if somebody tells you that's wrong, then you should obviously defend your opinion and your point of views and your values. But sometimes why bother and get into that discussion about something where the other side does not understand, for whatever reason, educational, experience-based, whatever the reason is, does not understand the point that you are making, because they come from a total different perspective. And that's the thing is when I remember back at school, it's like it's interesting how and who was cool at school. I always wanted to say that. Whoa, yeah, we're really going there. When you think back, and now you are comparing the different paths of life,
yeah,
and the different achievements and things like that, and how things have changed from what was it there. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you see it always, or not always, but very often portrayed in especially US-based movies, where like when they meet again for high school reunion, that the people that were really cool at school are now not successful in life. It's a very common theme.
Or they make some big mistakes, or like have this. It's like what the mistakes come up at this night or whatever. Like
yeah. But it's like really, this is a theme, and I think if you look at it from a different perspective, it's something that we can learn, and that we have also to teach our kids, because it's important for them to understand. Because obviously there is something like group pressure, and that works on kids. And it works on us as adults as well. Is if you voice your opinion and your opinion is not popular, and we know that from experience, because most of the time our opinion is not mainstream.
That was what I was looking for.
It's really tough.
Yeah.
Because at that point you get like the hate, the headwind, however you want to call it. You get it right in your face, because it's like it's easy to have an opinion that is mainstream. I wouldn't call that an opinion or value or point of view, because if you think about it, with billions of people, there shouldn't be something like mainstream, because we're all individuals. We are all thinking differently about, or should be thinking differently about, the different issues we have. Yes, there should be something, I hate the word mainstream, but there should be something that is like, don't destroy the planet, is like a common thing everybody should be thinking about.
Yeah.
So that you might want to call that mainstream, because that's something that like should be a common value for humans. It's like, okay, we'll live on that planet, so don't destroy it, should be the number one rule. But it's is this mainstream thing, and this is where like it's so difficult with social media sometimes, and but also with what today is called mainstream media. I don't know if it's the right word for it, but it's like you see a tendency that people that voice a different opinion that is right now not cool and not what everybody wants to hear, that they get ridiculed, they get attacked, they get like there are accusations made, true or false, doesn't even matter anymore. So it's like it's all about being first, and like sometimes you have the feeling that nobody should voice any opinion that is not popular right now with what some people want to hear.
I think especially at school it's super difficult because to share your opinion and to stand up, like for your voice. It's super difficult because you see these people every day. And you are in a small space, and if the mainstream or the cool kids don't like it, they are attacking you, and you have basically no room, no space where you can, like, I don't want to say hide yourself, but go back and relax and find back to yourself and be strong enough as well to face it. And a lot of things and a lot of mainstream stuff, which everything seems so cool and all the things like that. And when you spoke about the American-based movies, the high school movies, like there is so much shine always there.
Yeah.
And Americans, especially Americans, are super, super good in making marketing and selling themselves. So that means
way better than we Europeans.
Way better. And that means as well, marketing is not, I don't say that marketing is not authentic or can be not authentic, but if you look at the marketing things or social media right now as well, and people say like on Instagram, like if it's on Instagram, it's not true. Well, of course it is true, but it's like the cherry on the cream on the ice cream. You are not showing like your bad days. You are showing the cherry on the cake, basically. And this is what at school as well. You're always every day you try to show only the best side of you, the best version of you. You are selling you in the best way you can. And if you have an opinion which is not not aligned with the values of this people who like be most popular, I would say not mainstream, but the most popular ones, you have a tough time because they already built their network so strong at school. They have their friends, they have their environment super under control. And if you are not this person, have this network and your environment under control and share your opinion, which is not aligned with the people who have all this aligned with, you are lost, I would say.
Yeah.
Or you have a really tough time.
Well, I mean, the school is that example because like you don't even have a choice, because it's like if it's later you're an adult and you have a job, you can just change the employer basically. So you have some choices.
Yeah.
Even though they might be temporarily a bit painful, but you can have the choice and can create this hiding space for you or find something that better fits your character. In school, you can really have a really bad decade almost because you are in the same class for a very long time. And that's why I think as kids, it's like you are really trying to fit into the class. And I remember we as a class were not really popular amongst our teachers. Because we had a very strong bond in the class, in my high school class, and it made it really difficult for teachers to ridicule somebody in the class, because the class responded as a unity, which was really tough. And we got one of the toughest teachers in order to be able to handle the class, because of that. And it goes in the other direction. But
it's not really often that you have this.
No, it's not really often. It was really, and it took them, I think, about one school year to figure out how to deal with us, because they were not used to it.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the norm. It was just we were exceptional on this bond, and exceptional that the class did like what the class wanted to do, basically.
And school is not made for this. School is made that that the students basically are little soldiers to go in the same direction, that you listen, that you learn, and that you do what the teacher is telling you. Not basically to build your own opinion and to come up with your own opinion, but to follow the opinion of the authorities.
But if you look at it, I mean, this is also the reason why a lot of, especially big companies, today have something like a whistleblower hotline or red line or however they call it, where people like anonym can like say something that is like about corruption or that's sexual harassment or all the bad things that sometimes happen, because also when you are an adult and you're working in a company or you run your own company, those things might happen and you need to find, and still it's an unpopular opinion, even though it might not be an opinion when it comes to sexual harassment. Don't get me wrong, I don't think that is an opinion. There is no opinion to have about it, but people shy away from telling because they don't want to be fired, or even worse, not be fired but ridiculed, like not promoted, not like treated badly, not understood, because they don't know where to go, because they are maybe scared of their boss or boss's boss or the department head, VP, whatever, because of the abuse of power is real in today's society. We, as a society, we have the responsibility to act on that and to protect people from it. And this is, but also you have to be very well aware that you become very unpopular if you raise, like especially in a company, sometimes a different opinion, or you ask questions that a lot of people know should be asked, but nobody really wants to ask because they know there is no good answer to it, or it means that you maybe have to downsize the company or refocus or divest a whole division, or like change like the behavior of your salespeople or whatever. And from my own experience, I know though, if you ask the questions that are needed to be asked, they are very seldom the ones that anybody wants to hear.
Yeah, but it's the same like if you get coaching or mentoring, and this person asks you the things, or like say you the things you must hear but you don't want to hear. It's the same thing, but doesn't matter. And when we talk about this, and as well having your own opinion, what is clearer and jumps into my mind as well right now is that if you have an opinion and you have not built this network and this boundaries, it's like around
the
you,
environment of trust around you.
Exactly, it's really tough to sometimes even to share your opinion, but as well to fight for your opinion and to implement that. If you don't make this the things like the pre-work in doing networking, I would say, and build this environment. And this is oftentimes the difference of the people like who are popular at school or in a group or whatever, because oftentimes they don't share their opinion in the first step, or maybe, and this is like what you see as well, if they make the change, they first build their network and their environment, being really like gentle and talk about what the most of them, like the mainstream, are thinking, and doing all the things like the politicians basically as well. Like if they fight for their election, everybody tells us what we want to hear to look good, and that they get elected, and then at the end they do whatever they want. And this is basically the same thing. So you should have your own opinion, but the difference, if you cannot go through with this, and this is what the uncool people are doing, they were not, and this is why we were uncool at school as well, because we did not prepare our environment properly to and the space where we can share our opinion, even though it might be I would not say the right one, but the better one, but it was our right ones, our better ones. So we did not do the pre-work. So, and this is why our parents told us as well not to share our opinion, because if you don't have this this environment where you can share it and where you get supported by others, you have a really, really tough time. But it doesn't mean that you should not stand out and stand up for your voice and share your values and your opinion. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying there's a learning here from being uncool to become cool, if you want, like this. Like, just do the pre-work, build your environment, build your network, that you have a chance to, to make a change with your opinion.
I think that those are very good words to close out the episode. No, because it's really, if you start selecting also your friends that they match your opinion, and that they support you in your opinion, not in every opinion, okay, but in some of them, then you are definitely better off than when you are trying to voice your opinion somewhere where everybody just disagrees with it. It might still be the right thing. You just have to live with that you are not cool at that point.
That's true. So with that, we see us next episode.
Exactly.
With a great topic as well. And looking
Talk to
forward
you soon, guys.
To hear you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Do you want to get paid? Introducing Legacy Builders Global, where everybody gets paid. We don't create investors. We create legacy builders. Legacy Builders Global. Visit us at www.legacybuildersglobal.com.